What is ruined by rich people? I live in a tourist area near a lake in Alberta. For well over 30 years there was a little grocery shop near the main entrance to the lake. They had a small restaurant, 4 tables in there too, and ice cream also. Anyhow, the owner died and somebody else got the place and expanded the restaurant part, and it got more popular. Well, the rich neighbors didn't like that, so bought it up and tore it down. Now there is no place to eat or buy a jug of milk if you happen to go to that part of the lake, unless you jump in your car and drive 10 minutes away. Beauty standards and consumerism. I feel like we have normalized and glorified the overfilled frozen face look. Think Kardashians, Real Housewives, Hollywood, etc. It is spreading to the younger generations and it has become unobtainable standards. I also think it looks like crap in real life compared to static, photoshopped pictures. All the movements are so unnatural and everyone looks the same. The consumer mentality of America, which has led to the greatest debt ever known by mankind and further devolves society into a wheel and hamster situation. This keeps poor people poor and rich people rich, all in the name of buying shit and judging one's own worth on the amount of material goods one owns. I remember when farmers markets were mostly booths run by some family down the road selling cheap produce. While I appreciate the local aspect, good God, I'm not paying $10 for an itty bitty jar of preserves because it's artisanal and handcrafted or whatever. It's completely unaffordable now. Gestures broadly at everything. If I was to pick something, I'm going to say theme parks. Rich people didn't want to queue up like the rest of us, so the theme parks made fast track passes. Pay money and you can just walk to the front of the queue and all the plebs have to wait even longer. Farmers markets. Used to been able to shop for some cheap produce. Now they're littered with restaurants with little tents selling food for 1.5x the price it would be at the sit-down. Even the produce at the farmers markets are more expensive than at the grocery store. The planet. They consume so much more than the rest of us, and burn so much more fossil fuel with their private jets, yachts, and giant mansions. Musk had a carbon footprint of thousands of Americans just flying to the World Cup this year in his private jet. So many things, but I'll say trucks. Once upon a time, a humble working class vehicle for people who need to be able to do things themselves, now they're all luxury vehicles with massive margins, unaffordable to anyone who needs them to do real work. Jazz clubs in Australia. The crowd is full of middle-aged businessmen who have started listening to jazz to enhance their self-perceived status and class, but they are still the same insufferable twats with their heads shoved up their own assholes. Knitting. Bored rich women want a new hobby and spend huge amounts on silly yarn. Yarn stores start stocking silly and impractical yarns, and good plain hard-working yarns, the kind you'd make a classic sweater out of, have become hard to find. Capitalism. If we simply allowed everyone who was able to earn a maximum of say, $100 million, then give the rest to the community chest, we could be sipping Mai Tais on a fucking Martian beach right now. The internet. It used to be cool when it was just geeks inventing stuff. When people learned they could make money off of it and even more money with scams and subscriptions, it started to suck. Nature. Have a nice meadow or beautiful shoreline? Some rich asshole wants to build an ugly ass mansion there just so she can own it, ruining the very thing they were trying to covet. The economy, housing market, our government. Even our middle and lower classes are ruined by the wealthy. How many poor people are absolutely simping right now for billionaires? A nice college experience. Rich people like to ruin college for normal people. Hi, I'm so rich, fuck you. Wealth and pretense can be a rude ass combo in college. Everything. They just try to get more rich. And it's like a video game because they just see a number going up. But it's the expense of 99 of everyone else. Society. The economy. Quality of life. Housing. Progress. The government. And probably lots of other things, but you're getting the theme by now. Anything anti-establishment is either hijacked by political operatives or repackaged as a corporate marketing fad and sold to rich kids. 80s and 90s cars. The market is super hot right now and all the rich guys are buying them up. Sorta like 50s and 60s cars in the 90s. You're gonna have to define rich. Where is the $1 line where one goes from being a good working man to the evil rich? Sporting events. It seems only corporations and rich people can afford to take a whole family to a football game on a Sunday. Being poor, I probably would be totally fine with it, but rich people keep showing me how much better it could be. Thrift shopping. It used to be an affordable way to buy clothes, but now they're almost the same price as new. The middle class. It's gone. It's the wealthiest and the working poor, and then everyone else below that. The funny part is 99 of you would love to be rich. You'd love to be the guy you're trashing right now. Food. When rich people get on board with rustic, peasant or poor people food, it gets expensive and bad. What isn't ruined by rich people? Isn't that the better question? It's a lot harder one to answer. Lol, I read the post as Irish people. I was curious but figured the post wouldn't last long. Currently the environment. Seriously, we're in mortal danger because of their greed. Get mad. Super Bowl. Many actual fans of either team don't get to go because the price is ridiculous. Rich people fucking everyone over for their own gain is the entire theme of human history. Airplane seating, express lanes, rents, housing market, concert ticket prices, I can go on. The price of things on resellers market. Prices went from already increased to outrageous. The rich have destroyed the existence of many poor people and created class separation. There is nothing on earth that rich people can't ruin, including the very earth itself. Surprised Burning Man isn't here yet. I've never been, but it's usually near the top. Being rich. It's got such bad connotations, makes one ask, do I even want to be rich? Probably easier to go from the other side and ask what they haven't ruined yet. Pickup trucks. They used to be considerably cheaper and driven only by farmers. The economy, politics, the forests, the oceans, the air, me, you, my dog Blue. Start to use things that poor people used to use, like Havianas as flip-flops. Plastic surgery. From restoration to make me look like a Fallout mutation. Unemployment. They persistently remain the only ones hiring people. Private schools. Well, they're ruined by snobby entitled rich people. Guys. Y'all know we outnumber them, right? Like, by a fucking lot. Nice places to ski. Not ruined per se. They become inaccessible. All aspects of life, to be honest. Talking about the oneers. Capitalism. Works alright until a few people get too rich. Remember there used to be a middle class? They ruined that. The cheaper cuts of meat. Beef bones for making broth. The list of what isn't would be much shorter here. Grimacing face. Really any place one would want to spend a few days. Dance. Sorry, but ballet is folk dance made boring. Poor people foods. Cheap cuts of meat, quinoa, etc.